Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm incredibly excited for today's video because it's the Infinity War collection that they just released at Hot Topic. This is actually a collection from her universe, which is amazing. I have a bunch of pieces of clothing and like purses that her universe has done. It's all about like just chicks that love nerdy stuff. Everything from Harry Potter to Disney to Marvel. So they have an eyeshadow palette and a lip gloss set. Today's video is going to be the eyeshadow palette, and the next video I put up will be the lip gloss set. So that way it's not too long and I can actually give you in-depth details about them. So of course, you know me, I had to get decked out. I did go spend a bunch of my Hot Topic hot cash that I've earned, so I picked up both of these two pieces. I got this awesome Avengers Infinity War shirt that I can wear to the movie, and I got this really badass bracelet ring combo that looks like the freaking Infinity Gauntlet. Isn't this the coolest thing ever? I might be too excited about this. Alright, so let's just get into all the details for the eyeshadow palette. It retails for $16.90, which shouldn't really come as a surprise considering this is from her universe and it's Marvel and all that. But right now they've got a 20% off code on their website. I used Hot Cash in store. There's always some way to get it on sale, so don't worry. But this is what the front looks like. So you basically have all your infinity stones, and then you open it and this is what the inside looks like. So the way they designed it is you've got these beautiful gorgeous shimmery shades that are supposed to mimic these soul stones, and then you have these neutral shades on the outside, which I absolutely love that they did that because a lot of times it's really hard to get a good transition with these palettes that they put out. So I like that you really get some good transition options, and some of them have some shimmer to them, but they probably can work as a transition. And then you have a really massive mirror. It's a bit like floppy, I will say, because it is that cardboard packaging, and it does have a magnetic closure, so that's nice, but it's just kind of like when you open it, it just wants to like fling back, so you've got to be a bit careful there. That's probably the only downside to it, but I mean, it's cute. You gotta say it's cute. It's gonna be kind of hard to store though. As cute as this is, I'm probably gonna have to display it, which I got space for. Now, the one thing I do want to note about this one, I'm looking on the back of it and I have pulled up the website. I don't see where it says that this is cruelty-free or vegan. It just says that it's imported. So if you're not a fan of using products that aren't cruelty-free, this might not be an option for you, because I don't see it anywhere on the packaging. Because just for the sake of looking, I decided to pick up the lip glosses, and the lip glosses say not tested on animals. So let's go ahead and just do swatches and then an eye look. All right guys, so far I am so impressed with this palette. These are some of the best shades I've ever swatched before as far as how easy they applied and how gorgeous the pigment is. So first what I did was I went around the outside and then I went around the inside. So starting over here, this is Cosmic, Eternal, Titan, Infinity, Deviance, Annihilation, and then this is the center circle. Reality, Space, Mind, Time, Soul, and Power. These are gorgeous. Now I will say, all of these ended up being kind of a shimmer shade, which I was a bit surprised about because I thought they were matte in the pan. These two are matte. These are some kind of, I don't know what the formula is. It's almost like this ultra metallic. It has a bit of a chunkiness to it, but it's almost just like, it's like a chunky glitter in a good way. We'll see how it applies to the eyes, because it kind of surprised me when I put it on the arms. So let's see what I can do with an eye look. I thought it would be fun to do kind of like a two-toned eye using some of the colors on the side and some on the side, and it wasn't until I was almost done that I realized I probably should have just been filming the whole thing so you guys could see what I did over here. I will just run you through it because I have a feeling the shadows are going to perform the same way because they really are all the same type of shadow, and at least from the swatches I can tell they are. So what I did was I started out with Infinity right here in the crease on a fluffy brush, and I am going to do them on the other side. And then I took Reality from the center to the outer portion. I just kind of like winged it up. And then on the inner portion I did Soul, and then I kind of let them overlap. And then I used Titan. I started with a fluffy brush using Titan and it just doesn't have the same impact as it does with your finger. And I didn't want to do a wet brush, so I literally just used my finger to pat the color on. So we'll see, because I plan on using this Cosmic shade for the left eye, so we'll see if it does the same. I'll try the same methods and everything. Lower lash line, I did Annihilation to line with a thin brush. Then I used my pencil brush with Power to smudge underneath it. Power is the only shade out of these center kind of infinity stone shades that's not that chunky metallic. I'm not sure why, maybe it's just because it's a purple formula, but this is the only one that is different than the rest of them, and this one is the only one so far that I've touched that really requires a good bit of building. But that's really the only thing to tell you guys. So I'm going to do the exact same style and method on the left side, but I thought it would be fun to use the other shades so you could see the blue, the green, the gold, and the white. So that's my plan. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so I'm going to start out the same way I did with the other eye, which is with Infinity. This shade on a fluffy brush through the crease. Okay, so for this eye's version of the little cut creased wing, I'm going to use the blue into the gold, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do the blue into the gold and then I'll do the green on the lower lash line. So the blue will be the outer portion, just like the red was on the other side. I think that's good enough. And then I am switching to a liner brush just to get a nice pointed tail in the end. All right, so I cleaned off the other brush and re-wet it, and I'm gonna go into the gold shade, which was Mind. These really are chunky, so you kind of have to like smoosh the color into the brush so that it doesn't fall everywhere. And this is gonna go on the inner portion. And I'm dragging it all the way down. And then I'm gonna overlap the two, just like I did on the other side. So there's the yellow, and then I'm gonna go back over it with the blue. So it kind of blends in together like that. This is fun. I'm liking this look. All right, so for the lid on this side, I'm gonna use the white shade, which is Cosmic. I'm gonna do the exact same steps I did on the other side just in case it makes a difference. So I used a flat, fluffy brush. Get some product on there, and I'm just gonna kind of pat this on the lid. So while it is pretty, I do feel like it needs a bit more to match the left side. So I'm just gonna take my finger like I did on the other side, dip into it, and place the color. That works much better. All right, and the other thing I did on this eye, which I think I might have forgot to mention, was I took the brown shade Deviance and I just kind of very lightly smoked it on the outer portion of the eye to add some depth. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye, but with this blackish gray tone, which is Annihilation. These two colors were pretty dark and pigmented, so I'm gonna be very light-handed because I really just want like the slightest bit of kind of gray out here. All right, let me go ahead and move on to the lower lash line before I do the liner. So back with the little thin angled brush, I'm gonna spray it again to get it wet. And I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the other eye, which was use Annihilation to line, just like right against the lash line. All right, then to smoke out the lower lash line, I'm gonna use the green shade, which is Time. And then we will have used all of the Infinity Stones for the eye look. Okay, one last finishing touch and then we're done. I just want to add a little pop of highlight to the inner corner, so I'm just going to use Cosmic, the white shade, get a little bit on my brush and just kind of pop that right on the inner corner. So I did want to point out before I forget, but Time, this green shade, did actually remind me a lot of Power, the purple shade, as far as kind of same texture and needing to be built up. So those are the two that were the same, and then the rest of the Infinity Stone colors were that chunky kind of metallic kind of look. So Okay, so let me finish up my winged liner and mascara and lashes, and I'll be back for final thoughts. All right guys, so this is my finished look. A very kind of fun Infinity War inspired two-toned look. So final thoughts on this palette. It's definitely one of the better ones that I've tried from Hot Topic. I will say that these shadows in the center, the Infinity Stone inspired shadows, especially the chunky ones, were a little tricky for me to work with at first, but like I said, if you use these with your finger or a wet brush, they're gonna be much easier to use. Quite honestly, with your finger is the best way. I feel like that really just kind of smears that metallic pigment and it just stays, because when I swatched them on my arm, they were gorgeous and they were easy, just one finger stroke and it was there. With the brush, now granted, I was trying something a little different by doing this kind of cut crease liner almost look, and it actually worked really well. But I would say with these chunkier ones, don't even try to use any kind of fluffy brush to blend them. I did that with this color and all it really did was knock glitter basically onto my face. These two shades do take some building, but they are both very beautiful. These two shades, the way that I chose to use them was just with a fluffy brush, kind of very sheared out just to deepen up the outer portion of my eye. But I like the fact that you have that ability to do it. And when I did swatch them just from one finger swatch, I could tell they were very pigmented and darker colors. So you could easily get some nice darkness here. I mean, this worked really nicely on the lower lash line as a liner, just one swipe. So overall, I mean, it is a really good palette. It is definitely interesting. Something like this, I would compare to if you were gonna buy like that Too Faced glitter palette, glitter bomb or whatever it was, the one that was all glitters. That's kind of what this reminds me of, the fact that you have these almost chunky metallic glittery type of shades where you're not going to be doing much blending together of the two shades. You're going to mostly just use that color all over your lid for some really nice impact or for like a really nice liner. I can just imagine how gorgeous some of these would look all over the lid, and I really just didn't want to take the easy route and do that for you guys. I wanted to be able to show you as many colors as possible, but I'm happy that I got this palette because it's just so fun. And like I said, it is kind of unique with these bright colors and the formula of them. This is definitely different from any of the other formulas that I've seen from Hot Topic with these kind of chunky metallics that actually have pigment. That's the key phrase there, actually has pigment. So I definitely give this one 2 thumbs up if you are a fan. Definitely right now, if you are an Avengers fan, a Marvel fan, you need to hit up Hot Topic because hello, they got some really cool stuff going on. And again, you know, use coupons, get sale items. Don't pay full price, but they have a ton of new stuff. All right, so that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely kind of a fun, different type of look, but it's a fun palette, so why not? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed. I will have the lip gloss video up later this week. It should be the next video that I post, so make sure you have your notification bell checked so that you actually get the notification when it posts. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Bye.